Hey, people, how you doing? Good. You probably sound, oh my god, he actually sounds happier than normal. Well, I did the smart thing, guys. I took care of myself. I watched some videos, I ate, and now I'm ready to go. I should really start doing this more often, because if I do, then Dragon Quest might actually be more popular. Maybe. Swap note. Ooh, here we go. Swap note. I feel like you guys thought I really forced it. Okay, I'm gonna be... I did force swap note. I'm sorry. Not my proudest moment, but you know what? We're gonna move from that. I've been thinking we probably should at least try the Iron League. I mean, I beat all 4 leagues. This shouldn't be difficult, right? As long as I know what the fuck I'm doing, I should be fine. Oh, fuck. These people's fucking win ratios are higher than mine. It makes me feel uncomfortable. But it just doesn't make sense. Now I can see why this game doesn't have a fucking sequel. And I don't think it will never will. Because, okay, let's be honest here. Do you know how much of a pain in the ass it is to get from dual phase to fucking whatever else phase? It happens constantly. Watch this. I do a counter move, right? Or I grab him, right? And we're in another phase. It always changes. It's probably for a new player, it makes them a fucking stroke or a heart attack. I don't fucking blame them. Oh, this is a snowy town, right? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a snow gift. That's right. That I unlocked. I'll still play this game for Rose Versus. Like, there's some games I'll play for Rose Versus, and I don't care if some of them are shitty games. Just expect there to be shitty games. I'm going to play shitty games. And you know what? I'm only going to do it because, 1, I need to show people how shitty these games are. 2, I need to show people what happens if you don't really fucking take care of your game. If you want to become an upcoming developer, I think it's good to watch someone like me to really show off like what you should do and what you shouldn't fucking do. Alright, so here's something I wanted to talk about because it's a fighting game. Do you all remember, like, at least 6 to 7 years ago, there was supposed to be a new Clay Fighter? Do you all remember that? It was announced around, like, 2014 or 2013. It was supposed to come out 2017. Do you know what happened, people? It's 2020. Still nothing. Literally nothing. Either they're still working at the game, or they silently just disbanded and said, fuck it. Because let's be real, guys, there is no fucking way a high-quality Clay Fighter is ever gonna fucking work without CGI. There's no fucking way. They could get away with it for the N64 and Super Nintendo, because that was low quality back then. You could fucking do that. Not anymore. The only way Clay Fighter can actually exist, and it's cringeworthy what I'm gonna say, if all the characters are CGI. I know what all you're thinking. No, don't, but it's the only fucking way that a Clay Fighter can be on the Switch, or be on PC, or be on the new Xbox Series or PlayStation 5. That's the only fucking way to make the entire game HD and do all this shit and move fluidly. You have to go CGI. There is no fucking way it can work and stable as it can as like the N64 and Super Nintendo days. You know how fucking painful that process would be? Stupidly painful. Like, I could imagine people standing there for 2 to 3 years fucking working on the main roster, and then they have to fucking work on DLC. They probably want to fucking kill themselves. I don't fucking blame them. That's probably why they disbanded Clay Fighter really quietly and told nobody. Because how the fuck is that game gonna work? was announced back in 2014. That was still when the Wii U, the Xbox One, and the PS4 were still relevant. Now we have the Nintendo Switch, the Xbox Series X, and the PS5. So which means not like they have to change fucking consoles and start over from scratch. There's no fucking way they're gonna make it. Unless they have really talented guys that can make this shit in less than 2 years. There is no fucking way a Clay Fighter can ever really exist at this point. I'm sad to say this, but there's other game franchises that could exist. Take, for instance, Killer Instinct. When that shit was revived, it was fucking everywhere. Like, Delirious is playing it, it had fucking tournaments, it had a lot of characters, it did something with the game, and now it's to the point where Killer Instinct just faded in obscurity. I think it could come back again with a sequel. It's really good. But do you think Microsoft's gonna fucking do that? They'll only do that, like, let me be honest with you. Why do you think Killer Instinct was made in the first place? Because the Xbox One wasn't doing really that well back in the day. Back in the day when I was younger, and I was your guys' age of, like, 14 and 13, when I was playing my Wii U and my screen, wasn't still broken because of a fucking iron sword my brother Toast makes swords. But, anyways, without getting distracted, the Xbox One didn't really do that well. It was starting to get flagged. But do you know what saved that console? A bunch of other games, but there was one particular game that made a lot of people buy the Xbox One. And it was Killer Instinct. Hear me out. It was their flagship fighting game. It was just unheard of. Xbox never had done a fighting game, much like Killer Instinct, for a while. I mean, their own fighting game that wasn't Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat or anything else. It was unfucking heard of. And when people heard that Killer Instinct was fucking coming back and Microsoft was going to make it good, how do you think people felt? They're like, holy shit, we can actually believe in Microsoft for once. We can actually believe they can make a good fucking fighting game. And they did. I think if the Xbox Series X does get into a corner, which I think it might will, hear me out, I don't think it'll be a financial success yet. Because, let's be honest here. The PlayStation 5, why does it have two versions? There's a thing called a digital store. There's a thing called a fucking in-game store that people use to buy the games. Why do I need a digital console to buy the games for? When I can just get the discs, and not only that, I can just fucking buy the games on the fucking console. It's just so stupid. Why? I mean, I get it. It sounds great. It sounds like a good idea and concept, but they just wasted money on making a fucking digital console when they could have used that to make more future games down the line. That's just what I have a thing with Sony. It's just, what the fuck? I mean, Miles Morales looks fucking cool. There's a new fucking, I don't know, Little Big Planet game for once. That's actually making me surprised. I didn't think they would actually fucking bring that shit back, because they had Knack for a while, but holy fuck, they revived Little Big Planet. And, alright, what else do they have? I believe they had a new Ratchet game, which surprised me. And I believe a bunch of other games that actually were interesting, and 2 fucking Capcom games already able in the fucking start of the console, which is Resident Evil 8 and a new fucking IP, which Capcom usually does not make new IPs. They usually don't. And I'm saying that as true. They normally do not make new IPs. But lately, Capcom has been more confident enough to do this. Like, they've done Tekken, and let's be honest, Tekken, stupidly successful on the fucking mobile device. I haven't played it yet, but I've seen gameplay. It's not my kind of game, but man, has it been getting sales figures. But regardless, I don't understand why Sony needs 2 versions of a same console. And this was the problem I have with Nintendo. I mean, yeah, cool, but I know why they make the new products, because Why would you update the old one? Because then people will complaining, why don't you just make a new one? But if you make too many new ones, it's like, why don't you just update the old one? It's just a clusterfuck. It's just literally a clusterfuck of questions that never has fucking answers. Just fuck, man. And with this long, overly done thing, I think this is the most reason why I don't think Clay Fighter will ever be a game. But I'll continue this conversation in the next video. Alright, see you later.